everyone, welcome again to another episode of Tax Training. And today we discuss to you the due process requirements in the issuance of deficiency tax assessment. Ito po ay na-explain sa tax case po ni Mami Junisha Pacquiao. No? Sino ito si Mami Junisha? Ito po yung mother ni Senator Manny Pacquiao at saka yung ating famous na boxer. No? Okay. So, ito po ay promulgated noong May 30, 2017 at ang members po ay si Justice Castañeda Jr., the chairperson, Casanova Manahan. No? Sila po yung gumawa po ng desisyon na to. No? So, ito ay petition for review na na-file po ni Ms. Junisha Pacquiao, ni Mami Junisha, praying that the final decision on disputed assessment noong January 2015 be declared void, no? Mapawalang bisa yung assessment po ng BIR patungkol sa kanya, no? So, kailan po at ano nangyari dito po sa case na to, no? So, Mami Junisha is a registered taxpayer po ng BIR, Revenue Region number 18, no? Revenue District number 110 sa General Santos City. Ang nagdemanda naman sa kanya, no, is the OIC Regional Director ng Revenue Region number 18 po ng BIR. Ang ginawa ay meron silang assessment at saka yung collection ng National Internal Revenue Taxes, Fees and Charges, no? So noong March 2012, si respondent natin dito, Attorney Franklin Ladores, siya yung RDO po ng General Santos. Nagkaroon sila ng letter addressed to Mami Junisha, yung tinatawag natin na letter notice, yung matching ng computerized matching ng third-party information na galing sa withholding agent, no? Ano po na ba nangyayari dito sa withholding agent? Kasi pag may isang transaction, halimbawa, may kontrata, and then bayad itong supplier, bago siya magbayad, i-withhold niya yung pera para doon sa tax, no? Hindi na niya ibibigay yon doon sa recipient ng income. So, isa na po dito si Mami Junisha. Karoon siya ng withholding sa kanyang kakontrata, no? Nagkaroon ng data doon sa BIR, no? Kasi ano yung mangyayari? Magre-report yung withholding agent mo na merong withhold sa'yo. So, dapat, ang katubas noon, yung certificate of withholding na i-issue sa'yo, i-attach mo rin yan sa income tax return, isama mo yung income na yun na withheld at i-claim mo yung withholding tax payment doon sa income tax return mo, no? In this case, hindi yun nagawa ni Mami Junisha, no? Respondent through Attorney Franklin Ladores, investigating office ng RDO 110, pina-follow up nila si Mami Junisha ng explanation nito doon sa letter notice, no? Kasi hindi nga magtali yung kanyang income tax na na-file at saka yung kanyang withholding, no? Okay. So, since hindi pa rin siya na sumagot, nagkaroon na ng final notice, no? And then, nagkaroon na ng assessment po doon sa findings ng withholding, no? So, no September 2013, si Mami Junisha pinadalhan ng preliminary assessment notice na mayroon ng details of discrepancy kung ano yung basis, no? Noong October 16, 2013, pinadalhan na siya ng formal letters of demand with details of discrepancy. At in-assess na siya ng deficiency income and value added tax for the year 2010, no? Ito yung assessment number 0206-10-2013 for income tax and ito yung 2010 gross income payment per alpha list of payers to one and the same payer, 2,477,136.9, no? So, magkano yung amount due? Sa income tax, 782,180.90. And then sa value added tax, ang total lahat po ay 1,394,513.57, no? So, noong December 4, 2013, nag-protest po si Mami Junisha through the council. Mayroon siyang abogado, no? So, noong January 23 to 2014, pinadalhan siya ulit ng sulat, sinagot yung kanyang protest letter na naka-deny po yung kanyang protest, no? So, noong August 2015, respondent filed answer and interposed the following special and affirmative defenses, no? Sabi ni Mami Junisha, the special and affirmative defense niya, the assessment, become final and executory and demandable pursuant to Section 228 of the National Internal Revenue Code. So the assessment may be protested administratively by filing a request for reconsideration or investigation within 30 days from receipt of the assessment. Dito naman, ang sabi ni Mami Junisha, the instant case received lang noong November 2013, no? After considering all of the petitioner arguments, sabi ng BIR, denied yung protest ni Mami Junisha because the assessment and the letter of demand ng deficiency income tax niya at saka value added tax na nangyari noong 2014, mandatory na, talagang sinisingil na, no? So, after the lapse of 6 months from the letter denying petitioner protest, beyond the 30-day period provided by law, petitioner erroneously opted to file a new protest. Nag-file ulit ng bagong protest, no? This time, signed personally by her as taxpayer, no? The case was submitted for decision on November 2016 sa Court of Tax Appeal na po. Considering the memorandum filed on October 28, 2016 by registered mail received by the court on November 9, 2016. Okay. So the parties submitted the following issues for the court disposition: whether the PAN was duly served, whether respondent complied with the administrative due process in the issuance of deficiency tax assessment, and whether petitioner is liable for the deficiency tax assessment. Okay. So, yun po yung mga issue. Kung may due process ba sa issuance ng tax assessment, and then liable ba ang taxpayer, si Mami Junisha. The petitioner insists that there was no PAN issued by respondent and no PAN was duly served to the petitioner. Wala raw preliminary assessment notice na na-serve sa respondent kay Mami Junisha. So, petitioner argues that from the letters na pa-receive, it is very patent that respondent course of action in the issuance of deficiency tax assessment to petitioner immediately begins with the issuance of formal letter of demand and assessment. So, kina-question po dito ng abogado ni Mami Junisha yung pamamaraan ng pag-issue po ng assessment, no? Kasi may due process po yan. Otherwise, yung assessment natin will become void, walang visa, no? Okay, so anong nangyari dito? Ang sabi that the deficiency tax assessment to Mami Junisha begins with the issuance of formal letters of demand and assessment notice, all dated October 16, 2013, without sending beforehand to petitioner the requisite notice of informal conference. Ito po yung dinadiscuss na natin doon sa mga videos natin na yung due process and tax audit under Revenue Regulations number 12-99 na kailangan na po yung notice of informal conference. No? Respondent maintains that PAN was sent via registered mail to the address of petitioner indicated in the certificate of registration as evidenced by registry receipt number 224. Ang problema lang na na-dispute pa rin ng side ni Mami Junisha na hindi talaga nila na-receive yung preliminary assessment notice. No? Petitioners bear denial of the receipt of the PAN cannot and should not overcome hard evidence such as the registry receipt. No? Petitioner contends that even assuming for the sake of argument that the PAN was issued by respondent of September 16, 2013, the issuance thereof is not sanctioned by RR 12-99 because the notice of informal conference must be issued first and sent to petitioner. Ito po yung Section 3, no? Due process requirement sa issuance ng deficiency tax assessment. Yun po talaga ang topic natin dito. Ano ba itong sinasabi na due process sa pagbibigay ng deficiency tax assessment? Otherwise, the assessment will become void, no? So, ano bang procedure? the preliminary assessment notice or PAN, if after review and evaluation by the assessment division by the commissioner's duly authorized representative, as the case may be, it is determined that there exists sufficient basis to assess the taxpayer for any deficiency tax or taxes, the said official issue to the taxpayer at least by registered mail a preliminary assessment notice or PAN for the proposed assessment, showing in detail the facts and the law, rules and regulations or jurisprudence on which the proposed assessment is based. If the taxpayer fails to respond within 15 days from the date of receipt, the PAN, he shall be considered in default, in which case a formal letter of demand and assessment notice shall be caused to be issued by the said office, calling for the payment of the taxpayer's deficiency tax liability inclusive of the applicable penalties. So ito po talaga yung proseso para ka makapag-issue ng valid na assessment. Formal letter of demand and assessment notice. The formal letter of demand and assessment notice shall be issued by the commissioner or his duly authorized representative. The letter of demand calling for payment of the taxpayer's deficiency tax or taxes shall state the facts, the law, rules, and regulations or jurisprudence on which the assessment is based. Otherwise, the formal letter of demand and assessment notice shall be void. Walang bisa, no? So, the same shall be sent to the taxpayer only by registered mail or by personal delivery. So, yun dalawang mode lang po yun ng service to taxpayer. If sent by personal delivery, the taxpayer is duly authorized representative shall acknowledge receipt thereof in the duplicate copy of the letter of demand showing the following: his name, signature, designation, and authority to act for and in behalf of the taxpayer, acknowledged received by a person other than the taxpayer himself, and date of receipt thereof. In this case, sa case po ni Mami Junisha, petitioner insists that she did not receive the PAN dated September 16, 2013. Hindi niya na-receive yung PAN. Bakit? To contradict petitioner's denial, respondent presented the PAN and the certification issued by the Philippine Postal Corporation. Ito naman yung sabi nung BIR, no? Na merong registry receipt ang post office, no? Ano nakalagay doon? This is to certify that the registry letter number 244 was acted by this office, Sender Bureau of Internal Revenue, Revenue Region number 18, Coronadal City, addressee Mrs. Junisha D. Pacquiao, Purok at Charon, Labangal, 9500, General Santos City, received by Annalyn N. Abrera. Date received, October 18, 2013. So, na-receive based on the records, not by the taxpayer, but a certain Annalyn Abrera, no? So, even assuming that petitioner received the PAN on October 18, 2013 through Ms. Annalyn Abrera, still respondent should have given petitioner 15 days therefrom to respond, and only after she fails to do so will she be considered in default and a final assessment notice will be issued pursuant to Section 3.1.2 RR number 12-99 quoted earlier. No, ito yung Revenue Regulations number 12-99. Ito yung implementing regulations ng issuance po ng assessment notice, no? However, as observed by petitioner, the final letter of demand and the final assessment notices were issued on October 16, 2013, 2 days before petitioner supposedly received the PAN on October 18, 2013. So, hindi nila binigay yung tamang number of days para makapagsagot itong taxpayer. So, the court finds that the above pieces of evidence failed to satisfactorily prove that the PAN was indeed received by petitioner or her authorized representative. No? So, in view of the foregoing discussion, the assessment issued by respondent is void, and a void assessment bears no valid fruit. Consequently, the court deems it unnecessary to discuss the other issues raised by the parties. No? So, anong decision po dito? Wherefore, the instant petition for review is granted. Accordingly, the deficiency income tax and VAT assessment issued against petitioner, including the imposition of compromise penalties for taxable year 2010, are cancelled and withdrawn for violation of petitioner's right to due process. Consequently, respondent's final decision on disputed assessment dated January 5, 2015 is reversed and set aside. So ordered on June 8, 2016 by Cesar A. Casanova. Siya po yung Associate Justice. No? Siya yung nagbigay ng decision dito po sa kaso ni Mami Junisha. So ano po yung lessons learned natin dito? Yung due process requirement po sa pagbigay ng tax assessment, kailangan po talaga ina-observe, no? Actually, kung titingnan mo, ang nangyari ay nagiging walang bisa yung kaso, yung pagbigay ng assessment notice. So, wala nang makukolekta yung gobyerno, no? So, marami po kasi ang technicalities pagdating na sa due process in the issuance ng assessment notice. No? So, nagiging void po yung assessment notice na pinadala kay Mami Junisha dahil hindi po niya ito natanggap at saka wala po yung due process na binigyan siya ng tamang panahon para masagot po niya yung mga assessment po patungkol sa kanya. Okay, so with this, I hope na kapag dala naman po kami sa inyo ng another information on the due process requirement po ng tax audit. So, thank you very much and have a good day.